Imagine this scene. The companions of the Prophet Muhammad are sitting in his presence. Hearts filled with love, eyes fixed on him, ready to hear whatever guidance he will share. These were people who valued prayer deeply, who would fast for days, who would give away their last coin in charity. In their minds, nothing could surpass these great acts of worship. And then the Prophet says something that makes them pause, something that surprises even the most devout among them. He begins with a question. Shall I not tell you of something that is better for you than fasting, prayer, and charity? The companions are silent for a moment, processing what they've just heard. Better than fasting, better than prayer, better than charity. For a believer, these are among the most beloved acts. How could anything surpass them? With eagerness and curiosity, they respond, "Yes, O Messenger of Allah." And then he says, reconciling between people. For causing division between hearts destroys faith. At first, it might seem unexpected. We often measure religious devotion in hours of prayer, in the days we fast, in the amount of charity we give. But here, the Prophet is teaching us that the way we treat each other, the unity we protect, the bonds we heal, can weigh even heavier in the sight of Allah. Why is reconciliation so great? Because division between people can destroy communities, break families, and weaken the ummah. A single conflict can grow into years of hatred. A few harsh words can make people turn their backs on each other. When love and unity are lost, no amount of ritual worship can repair the damage unless hearts are brought back together. Think about it. Fasting purifies the body, prayer purifies the soul, charity purifies wealth, but reconciliation purifies the heart. And when the heart is pure, every act of worship becomes more sincere, more beloved to Allah. The Prophet also warned that spoiling relations between people is the shaver. I do not say it shaves hair, but it shaves away faith. In other words, it can remove your good deeds and blessings faster than you realize. That's how dangerous conflict is in the sight of Allah. Reconciliation is not always easy. It requires swallowing your pride, letting go of grudges, and sometimes making the first move even when you weren't at fault. But this humility is exactly what earns the pleasure of Allah. The Prophet himself was a master of bringing hearts together. He would speak to both sides, listen to their pain, and remind them of the bigger picture, that Allah loves unity and that believers are brothers and sisters. We see examples from his life where tribes that had been enemies for generations came together under Islam. People who once shed each other's blood became protectors of one another's lives and honor. All of this was possible because the Prophet taught them to value unity above their own egos. So how can we apply this hadith today? Start small. If you know to people who aren't speaking, gently remind them of the reward of reconciliation. If you've had a falling out with a family member or friend, be the first to reach out, even if it's just a short message to say, "I don't want this distance between us." You might be surprised at how much a single act of humility can heal. Remember, Islam is not only about worshipping Allah in the mosque, but also about worshipping Him through the way we treat His creation. Every time you fix a relationship, you are doing something better than fasting, prayer, and charity, because you are protecting the very fabric of the ummah. So today, think about someone in your life who you've grown distant from. Ask yourself, is my pride worth more than the reward Allah has promised? Is holding on to this hurt worth losing something that could be better than my days of fasting, my hours of prayer, my acts of charity?" The companions were shocked by these words because it flipped their understanding of what it means to please Allah, and maybe we should be shocked too. Not because the Hadith is strange, but because we often neglect it in our own lives. Unity is worship. Healing hearts is worship. And the next time you stand in prayer, fast a day, or give in charity, remember, if you can also bring two hearts together, you've done something that may weigh even heavier in your scale of good deeds.